Okay, good morning. Wanna see? Hello, hello. My connection keeps pausing, so I just restarted the live, so I hope that this goes well. I took it off my Wi-Fi and went on just my regular phone here. So bear with me. Hopefully it works. This is a result of Mercury in retrograde, which it is current at this particular time. It's currently retrograde in the sign of Sagittarius, which happens to be the moon that we're going in. Like, look, even my light just went out. Okay, it's gonna be a day of working with what we got here. Okay, so good morning. I hope you're doing well. It's been an interesting weekend so far. Hey, Caitlin, so good. Sunday. Hi, Lisette. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I hope everyone's doing well. How are we feeling? How are we doing? Tell me, like, how has this Sagittarius new moon been for y'all so far? It has definitely been really interesting over here. Um, I was up early today. Moon that we're having. So just to kind of jump in as I'm like waiting for more people to come on. This new moon is in Sagittarius. We've been feeling this hello, renew the groove. Tired? Yeah, it is kind of a sleepy time. And if you're in Michigan, it has snowed pretty much for the last 3 days. And I know anytime it snows, it makes me feel sleepy. It's a time of rest, it's a time of hibernation. We are approaching the winter solstice, the official time of winter. We just welcomed in the new month, December. Hey, Katie, again. And so there's a lot of new energy, new beginnings that we're having when it comes to just our weather in general and just the seasons itself, but then also astrologically too. This new moon has been, or the moon has been in Sagittarius since yesterday. So whatever came up for you yesterday are some themes that will say. So that's pretty rare. We don't normally get to have two new moons in 1 month. So this month in particular is a month of new beginnings, is a month of renewal, is a month of calling in some new energy, which is pretty on point, especially as we are getting ready to welcome in the new year. As I said earlier, we're getting ready to celebrate the winter solstice, which marks Yule, the time of welcoming the sun. We'll have the shortest day that we've ever had and the longest night, and the winter solstice is on the 21st. And we also, like I was just saying earlier, was dealing with, now we seem good. I guess I need to just switch some things up. We have Mercury in Sagittarius, but it's currently in retrograde, and that will be in retrograde until about December 15th. So up until then, we may experience delays, in particular with communication, with travel plans, whether it be long distance or short distance. We might even feel like we have to redo things, rework things, revamp things, rethink things. This is a time of slowing down. And with the snow, the weather is encouraging us to slow down and to take it easy. And plus, with the winter months and with the holidays coming up, our society has really taught us to do the mostest. Take some time and also know that with this holiday season again, connection, work. This is a time of slowing down. And this is a time of pauses, okay? Literally, as we have Mercury in Sagittarius in retrograde. Now, another retrograde we're actually getting ready to have, which is pretty rare. We don't get to have this retrograde very often. It's the rarest retrograde that we experience with the planets, and that will be Mars retrograde, and that will be in the sign of Capricorn, and that will begin December 6th. So in the next few days here. So this new moon in Sagittarius is really asking for us to be expansive, to be open-minded, and to seek truth and freedom within yourself, and also be willing to go with the flow, because we have two retrogrades happening. Well, we will have two retrogrades happening. And we just had Neptune come out of retrograde. We just had Saturn come out of retrograde. Chiron's about to come out in retrograde. So we've had a lot of other big astrological planets, hey J Love, come out of retrograde, but then we have two other ones going into retrograde. So with the Mars retrograde coming up in Capricorn, and why this new moon is so relevant, Mars is about action, about your drive, your determination, and your will, how you approach your aggression and anger, also how you move your body. So we might be experiencing with these delays or triggers with our anger. So this is a beautiful time for shadow work, as new moons are. This is a time of not just new beginnings, but also good luck, but still a time of rest, replenishment, and doing your shadow work. So, and a lot of times, sometimes shadow work is resting, and we might do that in our dream spaces, and we might do that just in our sleep as our body repairs itself. So again, pay attention to what's coming up for you. And if you want to be more specific, look at where Sagittarius sits in your birth chart, specifically looking at what house it sits in, and then also look at where Mars sits in your birth chart, because that will be highlighting what themes might come up for you. And also look into Capricorn too, what house Capricorn rules for you, because that will also tell you what this Capricorn Mars retrograde is going to make you slow down with and make you look at. And with Capricorn energy, Capricorn is very much about slow and steady wins the race. It's ruled by Saturn. So this is a time of really taking your time. We're probably going to be rethinking a lot of goals when it comes to our career, when it comes to our money, and specifically even our legacy and even family. So it's no coincidence that these things are coming up around the holidays. A lot is changing. And I think even a lot of how we celebrate the holidays is changing, and it has been changing for some time. But this year in particular has really been a time of drastic change. A lot of people are really taking the time to kind of reconsider how they want to approach holidays, how they want to approach their lives, their work, their ethics, their ability to explore and travel. This is a time of breaking out of your limitations. This is a time of seeking freedom. This is also a time of having fun. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, so we have an opportunity to expand ourselves, not just within our lives, but within our minds. And as we know, everything is ruled by the mind. So when we take time to meditate or to visualize and even write down some of our goals, you're going to find more success. So really take some time this week, if you haven't already, to really think about what are you aiming for? Because Sagittarius is the archer. So what arrow do you want to shoot? What target are you trying to reach? And how are you holding yourself back, or how can you free yourself to move forward? And also, what limitations do you feel collectively, societally, with family even too, especially with that Mars in Capricorn? And expect delays in travel, expect delays with communication, expect miscommunication, expect needing to, like I was saying earlier, to do things over again, expect to maybe not be heard in the way you want to. Really think about what you're going to say before you speak. We're going to see a lot of people acting out of aggression and acting from their shadows, especially once this Mars retrograde hits. So this is a time to stay grounded, and this is a time to really, again, take care of yourself, take care of your foundation. Capricorn also rules that foundation and the home life as well. Home life in the sense of like your money, because even with the Sagittarius new moon, there is good luck. This is a lucky time. So, but again, you have to lean into that luck and lean into things maybe not working out the way that you envision them, in order for the things that you really truly dream and desire to come to fruition. So, for example, yesterday I had 3 different plans that I was supposed to go. I was supposed to go like get some of my tooth gems fixed. I was supposed to go to an uncle's house to pick up a television, and then I was also supposed to do one other thing. Take care of somebody's cat. But then all of those things got canceled for me, which was so interesting. And how it happened too, it was like one thing after the other. Like, hey, you don't have to do this. Like, we have someone else that's doing this. Hey, like, this isn't, we need more time with this. And then, hey, actually, my uncle, send some love, is in the hospital because they overexerted themselves. So everything canceled for us, which resulted in us staying home. And it was pretty snowy yesterday, and the roads over here by my house are pretty icy. So if anything, it was for my well-being and protection. And instead of going out and doing those things, I spent a lot of time working on my website, creating some flyers, because I have quite a bit of classes coming up in January and also a class in December. And I also made some new listings for a variety of apothecary items on my website, which, by the way, as I mentioned yesterday, starting as of yesterday and all throughout December, anytime you make an order on my website at meaningfuldream.com, you will receive one free Luna Essence on me as a thank you for supporting my small business and also to help me create and make space for new things to come. So if you are interested, I'll actually type that in here right now. I uploaded some Ojo de Dios yesterday. I also put in a couple of new oils. I also put in, I believe, a candle. So all kinds of goodies are on there too. So thank you for supporting the dream. It really does mean a lot. So I think we're ready. Let's dive into the magic and the medicine and see what wants to come through for this new moon in Sagittarius. And first, as always, let me show you what's on the table. Today we are using my Lumina Tarot. I don't think I've used this on the live yet. I really like this because it has like this new moon energy, but the colors are very vivid with the cards themselves. And this pairs pretty well with it. This is my Connected and Free Oracle. And then we also have my Spirit de la Lune Oracle deck. We also have Barbie Divination, which I'm excited about. And I'm actually in the works of doing a Barbie event here soon, which I don't know if I should tell y'all yet, but it will be in March. So I can tell you that. So I'm excited about that. And then we also have my Luna Essence from the Sagittarius New Moon, and it has the mantra, I explore my heart. Then we have my Pa'u Gold, which I just refreshed in the apothecary. This is a very lucky oil that has a 4-leaf clover, has all kinds of other beautiful jujus. It's a hemp base. That's why it's called Pa'u Gold. So it's a hemp seed base. And this brings good luck, money, abundance of all kinds to you. So we'll be using that today. And then we also have my creativity spell candle, which I'll be lighting here momentarily. Then we also have my blessing bundle, which we'll be using in a minute. And we have my Milagros charm, which I'm excited about. The pink peacock feathers for our Limpias today. Then we have my bear drum, which, y'all, this is a very special drum. I actually made this drum. It's my first drum, and I made it. And she only plays during the cooler months. So this is a bear hide, and bear is winter medicine. It's a time of resting. It's a very, like, heavy, very, like, I don't know how to, it's a very deep sound. And I love it very much. And so she just recently, within like the last month or so, started to play for me again, because during the warmer months, it literally will not play. And to kind of go off of the bear energy, I found these rocks at the Sleeping Bear sand dunes. So we'll be using this in our Limpias today as well. So lots of beautiful things here. So actually, I'm going to take some water real quick. Oh, I was thirsty. Okay. And actually, we're going to open up the space with my drum this time. All right, so we're going to call in the elements. Ready? Hail to the north, the element of earth. Be here with us today. Hail to the east, the element of air. Be here with us today. Hail to the south, the element of fire. Be here with us today. And hail to the west, the element of water. Be here with us today. Hail to above, to the universe, to our star sisters, and to the cosmos. Be here with us today. Hail to below, to our ancestors and those who walked here before us. Be here with us today. I call upon my ancestors and spirit guides and our spirit animals to be here with us today. Help me deliver this message for the Sagittarius New Moon clearly and concisely. May you help me speak thoroughly and deliver the messages needed for those who are watching now or later for this Sagittarius new moon. Thank you, bless you, and so dope it be. I don't know how well you can hear that. It's a very, like I said, it's a very deep voice. I do need to oil her a little bit too. So let's go ahead and light our candle. All right, here we go. Let's see what we get. All right, we'll start with the moon cards. Spirit guides, ancestors, and star sisters. What does this Sagittarius new moon want to offer the collective today? Okay, nice. Spirit guides, ancestors, and star sisters. What does this Sagittarius new moon want to offer us today and into this week? Spirit guides, ancestors, and star sisters. What does this Sagittarius new moon want to offer the collective today and this week? Wow. You know what's interesting is like sometimes when I do this, I have a ton of cards fly out, but I had just one card each from each pile come out, which I think is pretty interesting. That doesn't happen very often. Okay, and then Barbie, Spirit of Barbie, what do you have to say for this Sagittarius new moon? Ooh, we got a twofer, but in one. Okay. All right, so let's begin here. We have, for the first card, we have the Harvest Moon with Gratitude. So the Harvest Moon is typically in October, but I love that it's coming up now because this is a time of harvest. This is a time of abundance. As I was saying before, this is a time to really look at the goals and the dreams that you have and see how you can move forward in creating those and making those a reality. And oftentimes, in order to manifest things, you have to be grateful for what you currently have, the current abundant harvest that you have. And as I was also saying before too, with this moon being ruled by Jupiter, a planet of good luck, a planet of expansion, a planet of abundance and blessings, expect some kind of unexpected abundance or blessing to come through, some kind of bountiful harvest. And if you think about it too, we just finished Tribal Nations Day, Thanksgiving Day, which is a day that people come together to eat a meal of harvest and to celebrate in gratitude and thanks for family, for the land, and for each other. Also, if you don't know what Indigenous land you're on, I highly recommend that you look into that and thank also the land for the harvest that it's given you for your home and for keeping you safe and protected too. This is a time of really acknowledging the harvest that you've created, especially as we're getting closer to the end of this year, the end of 2024. Can you believe it? Like, we are almost done with 2024. So we're being asked to really evaluate and to receive the harvest. It's been a long year. It's been a challenging year. So what have you gained in this last year? And how can you take that and hold that into your space, into your heart center, and be able to propel that and visualize that into the future? Maybe this is about, maybe we've been thinking about booking a trip. This could be your sign to do that. We also have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is typically like, I like to call it like the knight in shining armor offering your romantic partnership. So there's some kind of offer coming to the forefront, and this offer is emotional. So it could also just be the feeling of harvest, creating the feeling of harvest, creating the feeling of abundance within yourself, because again, that's how you attract more abundance. That's how you attract a bigger harvest, or not even a bigger harvest, but a sustainable harvest, a harvest that's going to continue coming and giving to you, not just now, but even into the next year and for the next 20 years and etc. So we're being asked to be open to receiving what Luna wants to offer us, what spirit and the universe wants to offer us. There's some offering on the table, and I think for many of us this will be that emotional feeling of like, okay, like I've really done quite a bit this year. Look at how much I've changed. Look at how much I've been able to harvest. Look at what is being offered to me now. I'm also hearing too that there might be some surprises for some people in terms of invitations. You might be invited to go somewhere because of the hard work that you've been putting into or been putting in. You might be invited to go on a trip. You might be invited to collaborate about something or with someone. There's some kind of opportunity that we're all being offered, and it's going to look different for everybody. And to get more specific, again, look at where Sagittarius sits in your birth chart, and that will give you more detail as to what it's specifically offering you. But this is a chance to really see things from a different perspective and to receive things in a way that maybe you weren't expecting, but it's a very abundant harvest. And then we also have strength here at the table too, which I love because at the shadow of the moon deck, we have strength here too. So we kind of have strength coming up twice. And so how far have you taken yourself? Kind of going off of like what I was just saying. How far along have you come? Look at like your life right now versus what it was earlier in the beginning of 2024. I guarantee you there's some sort of harvest, even if it's a harvest that needed to go. Because I think there's also during this time a time of grief and loss. There's a time of really looking at what did we need to let go in order to call in the harvest that we truly desired. And so some of us might be feeling that, are kind of in between that state. And this is the time to call that next thing in, to call that harvest in, and to know that you have what it takes to make those dreams happen. So whatever you're aiming for, you have the strength, you have the courage, you have the determination, you have the discipline and the willpower to create it. And with this Mercury in retrograde happening and then our upcoming Mars retrograde, let the universe show you the direction that you need to go. Let the universe show you what you need to do to move forward. Obviously, this doesn't mean like stop your life and don't do anything at all. Still show up for yourself and show up for your goals, but just know that there might be some things thrown in to help kind of move things around in order to kind of redirect you or to really hone in on that path that you're meant to be on. So this is a beautiful like trio of cards that we have with the Knight of Cups, the Strength, and the Harvest. So there's an abundant harvest for this Sagittarius new moon. This is a time of calling in that abundance, but also a time where we might be being offered something that maybe we didn't think we needed, or maybe that we didn't know we wanted, or maybe didn't realize that we could have it even now. I'm hearing that for some people, your dreams might come sooner than you expected it, and it's going to come unexpectedly. And so be open to how it wants to come through, because it might not be exactly how you envision, but that doesn't mean that it isn't the thing that's going to be best for you in the long run. And I feel like a lot of what we're also focusing on with this new moon is the long run. This isn't just about short-term goals. This is also about your long-term goals. This is also about seeking the truth and like freeing yourself. How often do you dictate your life based off of the opinions of others? Because Sagittarius is a sign that doesn't care about what others have to say. They're going to do what they're going to do, and they're going to have fun doing it. And Sagittarius is a very fun sign, and that could just be the offer with this Knight of Cups, having fun. Like, when's the last time you had fun just to have fun? Like, without there being a connection because you got to go because there's family, or because you have to do this because it's been tradition. Like, this is about breaking those limitations and even breaking tradition in order to kind of switch things up a little bit here and there, but it's for the betterment of yourself. And then for our Barbie, we got this silver trophy, but inside is, oh my god, I call this my 70s piece. I don't know how well you can see that. So it's like a hairpin, but it's not entirely sure what it is. It just looks like it's something from like the 70s or 80s. Like, do you remember that like old diner decor, or like what Taco Bell used to look like on the inside back in like the early 90s? Like, that's what this reminds me of. So this is about being victorious, seeing the victory, kind of going with that harvest moon energy. Like, where have you been so victorious in your life, and how are you being rewarded because of it? So for example, my Sagittarius actually rules my 7th house, which deals with partnerships and relationships and even marriage. And this whole weekend, and even a little bit of last week too, has really been a highlight of working with my partner, working with my husband, but then also collaborating with other people and also being rewarded in a sense because my North Node is also in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is also considered the teacher of the zodiac as well. So you might be receiving an opportunity to be an example, to be a role model for somebody else by just you being yourself. And so I taught a home cleansing class at Moonlit Mystic on Jupiter Day, last Jupiter Day, not this past one, but the one before that. And my mentor came, and because of that, he asked me to co-teach a class with him later this December on the 14th at the Enlightened Soul Center from 7 to 9 p.m. about how to acquire spiritual protection. And that was something completely unexpected, something that was not on my radar, and essentially a reward for showing up and presenting myself in this new way, a way that spirit has been guiding me to go into for quite some time. And now I'm receiving a harvest that is abundant, but I also wasn't expecting, but it's putting me on this path that I really been needing to go on for quite some time. So it just feels like it's a reward and like a trophy, not a trophy, but like a validation of like you are moving in the right way. So it's kind of like that. Like, what have you done recently that has brought on other rewards or other opportunities that you weren't expecting or maybe you were expecting, and it's going to help you take you places. Sagittarius is also about travel. So maybe there's some kind of unexpected trip that you're getting ready to go on. And with this 90s nostalgic thing, this could have something to do with traveling somewhere that brings nostalgia, traveling somewhere that brings like funk to your life too, like some like funky fresh vibes, right? Like kind of groovy energy. So maybe is there a place that you've always like dreamed of going, or a place that you've been wanting to travel to or explore, whether it's you physically going there or even just doing some research on the internet about maybe why this thing made you feel so good when you were younger, or where this place could, where would you like to go that you've always dreamt of since you've been young, or a place that you've been to when you were younger that can spark some kind of joy, some fresh energy in your life, but also bring some kind of reward for you at the same time. Hello, M. Belstri. Nice to see you. So we're being asked to like think of, again, like think of the harvest that you currently have and how can you build off of that harvest, and know that we're all going to be getting some good luck with this, and it's going to be probably unexpected for the most part. You probably won't see it, and it's really about moving forward, being yourself, being free, limited, not being in a limited mindset, and being open to what wants to come through, because there's a trophy to be won just by you having that mentality, just by you moving in that way. And it's going to bring some fresh, funky energy here. And it's going to help kind of shake things up for you. It's going to bring you some inspiration. That's why I have the creativity candle burning for us, because this new moon is going to offer us some new ideas, some new fresh ways of thinking, new fresh ways of being, to encourage us to move forward in this next path, in this next part of our journey. Underneath, as I said earlier, we had strength for one of them. So we have double the strength. So just know you have what it takes to make your dreams become a reality. And a lot of it might have to do with healing your throat chakra. So it's very much like your closed mouths don't get fed. So are you putting it out there? And that might be something to work through, as healing your throat chakra. How much have you been holding back by not speaking up, by not putting in your order with the universe? How much have you like bit your tongue when maybe you needed to speak up? This is your opportunity to heal that throat chakra, because again, closed mouths don't get fed. We have to put it out there. And then even under that, we have the loudspeaker. So this is about like living your truth very authentically, but loudly and proudly, and not worrying about what others have to say. This is not a time to be concerned about other people's opinions. I mean, we never should be, but this time in particular with the Sagittarius New Moon, don't let other people's thoughts and opinions or societal standards stop you from doing what you came here to do, and also doing the things that you desire to do and dream of doing. We also have the, oh, and as I said this like popped. So I had it closed and it just like popped and opened up itself. So this is a time to like shake it up, be weird. Be your weird self, be a little funky about it. You don't have to be like everyone else. We're not supposed to be like everyone else. Then we also have the Nine of Swords in reverse under here as well. So this is about looking at how, again, your throat chakra, healing that throat chakra, but then also healing the mind. As I was saying earlier, this is about expanding the mind and expanding the mindset and expanding the horizons in which you set your sights on. And so if we're riddled with worry and fear and anxiety, then you are holding yourself back. And maybe ask yourself, is that fear, worry, and anxiety that you're feeling and experiencing, is it even yours? Or does it come from conditioning? Does it come from society? Does it come from a friend or a family that maybe doesn't fully get you? This is not a time for people to fully understand your path. They're not meant to understand your path because your path is your path. And it's supposed to be like that for a reason. It's gonna be different. This is a time with the Sagittarius New Moon. We're gonna see people kind of move in their own way and move in their own direction. So if you have people kind of take some distance from you or kind of take some time to focus on their things, that's a good thing, because that's an invitation for you, and that's what this Knight of Cups is, for you to do the same for yourself. And also thinking about this too, how much have we held ourselves back in the name of other people or places or spaces? I'm hearing for some of us, this might mean like finally looking into a new job or looking into a new career or finally looking into a place where they can move and like taking the practical steps that it would need in order to make those things happen. It might not happen now, but this is a time, if you want to move, if this is a time where you want to have and be in a new place, if you want to travel more, this is the time to put the intention out there and to let go of worry, because the universe, it's got you. It's got an abundant harvest to give you. It wants to give you that. It really is. Yes, moving. Yes. So if you are moving or preparing to move, this is your time. Put it out there. And that's why I really love the mantra that came through for the Sagittarius New Moon Luna essence that I made. I explore my heart. Like, where is your heart calling you to? Where are you? What's your heart asking of you? Sagittarius, while they are a fire sign, they are very heart-based. They follow their heart, and they do it unapologetically. And again, they do it with so much freedom, and they do it with so much like carefree energy too. So take your time with this. Really ask yourself. But then if you're not sure, again, ask the universe, ask your spirit guides, your ancestors, and pay attention to your dreams, because that will show you what you need to know and where you need to go. So I feel pretty good about the reading. I think it's time that we get into the Limpias. I'm going to take some water here. Even though this is a time of retrograde and slowing down, I feel like this is a time, because of the holidays, just make sure you stay hydrated because there is a lot going on. So go ahead and get in a nice comfortable position, and we're going to go ahead and do the Limpias here. We're going to take a couple or 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth first, and then we'll go into this. Ready? Let's breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose again and out through the mouth. One more time, breathe in through the nose, and we're going to hold it for a minute. And out through the mouth. And if you are worried and if you are feeling fear, one of the best things you can do for yourself is breathe. Literally, take some time to breathe. I'm going to light this from this here. All right, so go ahead and get in a comfortable position. Ready? I cleanse and release what no longer serves thee, and I send it back into the earth for it to be healed. Ah, ah, ah. I cleanse and release what no longer serves thee, and I send it back into the earth for it to be healed. Ah, ah, ah. I cleanse and release what no longer serves thee, and I send it back into the earth for it to be healed. Ah, ah. We cleanse and release any worry, any doubts, any fear. We cleanse and release anything blocking our throat chakra, anything blocking us from seeing the abundant harvest that we have in front of us, whether it be the fact that we made it as far, that we're still alive. We release anything that doesn't serve your mind and your body and your soul. We let it go with love, grace, peace, and ease. To remove any stagnant energy, any limiting thoughts, any limiting beliefs, anything holding us back from moving towards our dreams, from exploring our mind, expanding our consciousness, and embodying our truth. Remove, we had a feather come out. Remove anything that's stopping us from being our true selves. To break up anything that doesn't belong there, anything that's preventing us from resting or sleeping and taking the time that we need to take care of ourselves. We call upon the bear medicine to help us rest, to help us take our time, especially as this Mercury retrograde passes through and as we approach this Mars retrograde. The mantra again is I explore my heart, so I'll say it 3 times. Please feel free to say it with me. I explore my heart. I explore my heart. I explore my heart. I explore my heart. I explore my heart and allow it to take me to my dreams and to my desires and where I need to go. And I am open to receiving abundance, good luck, wealth, health, harmony, peace, prosperity, good luck, and joy. And I send this good luck to you. And I send this abundance to you. May this harvest be bountiful and sustainable and last throughout this December and even into 2025. May unexpected good luck come to you. May unexpected luck find you. And may you remember you also create your own luck. May the universe give you guidance as to the path that you're meant to be on that offers you the most abundance. And I want you to take a moment to gaze into this candle, to think about the desires and the dreams that you want to create. And I want you to send those wishes to this candle. And I'll let this candle continue to burn. I'll let it burn all the way through. And once it does, know that your wishes will come to fruition. And how they want to come through, it's up to the universe. Thank you, bless you, and so dope it be. So I'd like to take this as an opportunity. If anybody is present here and would like me to pull any cards for you for the Sagittarius New Moon, please feel free and drop an emoji to let me know that you want a reading. And also, if you'd like to tip me for today, I've left all of my information in the pinned comment section here. I would love that. If you also shared this, liked this, follow my page, sign up for my newsletter. Any way that you support me means the world to me, whether it's a tip or one of those things, and also just being present here. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, let's start with Katie. Let's see what we have for Katie for this Sagittarius new moon. Okay, Katie. Spirit guides, ancestors, and star sisters. Oh, okay. She was ready. Spirit guides, ancestors, and star sisters, what wants to come through for Katie? What wants to come through for Katie? What wants to come through for Katie? What wants to come through? Okay. Through for Katie, Barbie, Spirit Barbie. What wants to come through for Katie? Okay. Ooh, I love this. All right, Katie. Okay. So Katie, the first card you got was the Shaman card, which is Scorpio. So I would encourage you to see where Scorpio is in your birth chart. Scorpio is not only the shaman, the healer, but they also have the ability to transform, and they also rule over death and rebirth. And I say death and rebirth specifically because there is some kind of ending that this new moon in Sagittarius is wanting you to embrace. And this is an ending that I think you've been instinctually feeling. It probably is moving. I know that this has been a time for slowing down and redoing a lot in your life when it comes to your health, your home, and even career. So there's something that needs to end. And this is something I know that you know. This is an instinctual thing. And you're being asked to rely on your instincts to guide you through creating that ending. And I think your biggest obstacle to make that ending a reality, you have the Eight of Swords. And this card is specifically about self-limiting beliefs. So you've created this trap for yourself, or this illusion of being trapped. So you're being asked to be open and to release these fears and worries. First, identify with that Scorpio card. Where are these fears and worries and limiting beliefs coming from? Why are they there? And how is that stopping you from making this ending happen? Because I feel like once you allow yourself to kind of remove yourself from the swords, which traditionally she's blind, the Eight of Swords is a woman with blindfolds and swords all around her. Her hands are quote unquote tied around her back, but they're really not. She just feels like she's tied. She feels like she's caught. So how can you release the bondage of your mind, the bondage of worrying, the bondage of feeling trapped, when maybe we just need to see it in a different way? And you have the pink combat boot for Barbie here. So this is, I think, about the first thing that came out to mind is putting on your bootstraps and making it happen. This also makes me think of like a hike. It makes me think of exploring. So I don't know if that's been something that's been helpful to you, is going outside, walking in nature, going to a park, going to a forest. That might help clear some of the worries or some of the limiting beliefs that we might be experiencing. And that might help you tap more into your instincts. But this definitely makes me feel like put on your bootstraps and go for a walk, or put on your bootstraps and take some time to really focus on this. But I really feel if you have a forest near you, or if you have like a wooded area near you, that I know it's cold, but I feel like it would benefit to get outside and to get some fresh air, and that will help you tap back into your natural instincts. Because I feel like the situation that you're in, like, I know you're super intuitive. I know that you know what needs to happen, but maybe that next step is kind of hard to read right now because there's so many other things kind of around you. So if we can find a way to remove those things, it'll help you tap more into your own inner healer and also your own instincts. But yeah, I really feel like go outside. Ooh, and look, Katie, as I'm saying this, we have like a double flame. It's not really reading well on here, but there's two flames on here. And I think one thing I want to show you too is underneath the deck, you have soul knowing, and it's a house. So it's about tapping into your soul knowing, tapping into what you know is true for you, not what is true for others. So really beautiful. I hope that resonated with you, Katie. I'm looking forward to the new beginning. Like, what a perfect time to have a new beginning and an ending at the same time. Like, or what I should say, what a perfect time to have an ending right when you're going to have a new beginning. And you also have the card listen underneath here too. So you're being asked to really listen to yourself, listen to your instincts, listen to your heart space. It's been communicating to you. And I don't know how much more it will communicate beyond making the moves and making the things happen. But also, again, take your time. We don't need to do these things in a rush either. So I hope that resonated with you, Katie, and thank you so much, as always, for your love and for your support and for being here today. It means the world, and happy Sagittarius New Moon to you. So let's move on to the next person, Lisette. Let's see what we have for you today. So Lisette, spirit guides, ancestors, and star sisters. Okay. Ooh, I love, everyone's getting the zodiac cards now. What do we have for Lisette for the Sagittarius New Moon? What do we have for Lisette for the Sagittarius New Moon? Okay. All right. So Lisette, let's do Barbie. What do we have for Barbie? What does Spirit of Barbie have for Lisette for this new moon? Ooh, another shoe. Lots of shoes today. Okay. All right. So Lisette, you got Gemini, which I think is really interesting. So Gemini is actually the opposite sign of Sagittarius. So Lisette, I would look into where Gemini sits in your birth chart, and that might give you some other information. Maybe I feel like this is asking for you to lean into the Gemini aspects of yourself a little bit more. Even though it's the opposite of Sagittarius, it's going to still play off of one another. You also have feminine and the Knight of Pentacles, and you have a cowboy boot. So Lisette, I feel like, speaking specifically to communication, there is some kind of communication that is wanting to happen. And I think this communication is more so specifically by working and embodying this feminine energy within yourself. I do feel like you're being asked to speak kinder and more loving self-care words to yourself and to others, but to yourself more specifically, because that might be what needs to happen in order for the next thing to present itself. I also feel like there's some kind of conversation that might need to happen for the Sagittarius new moon with a woman, with our feminine person. It doesn't necessarily have to be a woman, but an energy. Hey Kelly, with an energy of somebody who's a female or somebody who has a lot of feminine energy, there's some conversation that needs to be had. But I'm getting that most of it is about yourself. How can you speak more lovingly to yourself? How can you be more kind and gentle to yourself? What words of affirmation are you saying? What are you writing? Are you taking time to write? So there's a lot of different things coming up here, but I really think this is about talking to yourself in a more loving way and being kinder to yourself about the pace that you're moving forward, because you got the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles is slow and steady wins the race energy. I love that we have the bears, and it is a winter scene, so this is very on par for like what our current environment is, and even the medicine that we use today with working with the bear energy. The bear hibernates during the winter. The bear kind of takes time of its resources. The bear is actually a very feminine animal because it knows when to rest and it knows when to come out, it knows when to play. And I think you're being asked to really lean into those feminine aspects of yourself, of knowing when to rest, knowing when to play, knowing when to create, and being willing to say loving things about yourself, even about how far you've gotten, even if it's not exactly where you want it to be. And with the cowboy boot, this makes me think of hard work. This also makes me think of embodying the feminine within your masculine energy. So when you are doing the thing, when you are showing up for yourself, when you are, taking care of business, like anytime the cowboy boot comes up, I always think of like taking care of business, taking care of things that need to be taken care of, taking your time, moving at a pace that works for you. And that might require more rest. And you might find that resting more gives you more energy later on to do the things that you need to do. For example, if you feel like you need a rest today, then rest. Because then maybe tomorrow you'll have more energy than you would have if you tried to push through it and do it today. And you'll get more work done. You'll get more of the things off of your to-do list. But I also feel like I'm also hearing like when this comes to the holidays, there's something about the holidays that I think you're approaching differently this year. And I feel like you're almost having to show up differently than you've had to before. And there's some stress about it and maybe concern even about money. And I say that because we have the Five of Pentacles underneath. You don't need to work harder. You just need to work smarter. And that's what I think this is telling us. So there might be some new opportunity for you if you have these conversations with yourself in a more loving and gentle way. And I also think there might be some new job maybe, or some new way of making money that you weren't expecting to. And also, anytime I get the cowboy boot, I always think of a farm, because that's what I think of when people are like out on the farm. They're wearing cowboy boots to do the hard work. Like, it's hard work, and it might not be work that necessarily gets results immediately, but it gets the jobs done and it's sustainable. So this might be about the work in which you're doing. It might be moving slow, but it's moving at a sustainable pace. And to be gentle on yourself about where you're going and how you get there. And I also feel like you're on a threshold or like a brink of some epiphany that's really going to help you move forward. And I'm also hearing something about a kid, especially with the bear cub here too. So I hope that resonated with you, Lisette, and thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your presence, and happy Sagittarius New Moon to you. Wishing you good luck. And hello, Mom. Hi. If you would like a card pull for yourself, if you're just now joining, please drop an emoji and I would love to do one for you. Okay, so moving on to Kelsey. Let's see what we have for Kelsey for this Sagittarius New Moon. What do we have for Kelsey for this Sagittarius New Moon? Everyone's getting zodiac cards. That's great. Oh my goodness. Ooh, and our candle is just like right now. All right, what do we have for Kelsey for this Sagittarius Moon? What do we have for Kelsey? Oh, that's too many cards. What do we have for Kelsey for this Sagittarius Moon? There we go. And Spirit of Barbie, what do we have for you? You're so welcome, Lisette. Okay. All right, Kelsey. So you got Cancer. So I would encourage you to look up where Cancer is in your birth chart because that's going to help you during this Sagittarius New Moon too. So look up Sagittarius and Cancer and see what house it rules. You also got New Beginnings. You also got Higher Knowledge, the Six of Pentacles, and you also got this big jug where it's like brilliant. It has a picture of an apple, so it's like an apple jug. Like this makes me think of like when we were in school and they always had like that big jug of like apple juice that they would give us and just like have it out on the table during like parties and stuff. So Kelsey, what I feel like this reading is communicating is there is a new beginning about putting in the higher knowledge, the wisdom, and the new knowledge that you've obtained within the last year and applying it to your home life. And I say that specifically because we have Cancer here. And I feel like there's some kind of, your Aquarius stellium is in the house of Cancer, also your midheaven. Okay, I love that. So you're being asked to look in that space and really lean into that higher knowledge space, to take that knowledge that you've recently acquired or have been acquiring for some time and applying it to your home life, also applying it to your Cancer home, and also applying it to your midheaven, which is essentially your career. I feel like you're being asked to give what you have been given and to also receive as well. There's a reciprocity here, right? So this makes me think of like, what can you give that will create this ongoing reciprocity, this ongoing exchange? And it could just be about the knowledge in which you've acquired. What do you want to share? What wants to be shared? Especially too, because we have this big jug. This is about like sharing. Like this isn't just like for one person. This is for multiple people. So how can we share this higher knowledge and wisdom? And it does make me think it's around the home, and it makes me think it's also with motherhood. And I also feel like this might even be with your own mother or with feminine figures in your life. So what kind of wisdom, how can you give back to women? And how have they given to you? And what can you offer those women that are in your life that maybe need the help moving forward with the knowledge, like knowing that you can't change anybody, but you can see it from a different perspective. I'm freezing a lot. Oh no, it's not freezing on my end. It might be on your end, Mom. So this is really highlighting for you to take some time. And also this makes me think of, because we have this apple juice and this Cancer energy, you may have some kind of unexpected opportunity with working with kids and sharing your knowledge with kids and sharing your knowledge with those who maybe don't have the wisdom that you currently have, those who are seeking the wisdom that you currently have. I don't know if that's ever been something you've considered, but this would obviously be a new beginning, a new start, but there's something there. So I would look into that and maybe just take some time to really dive into your Cancer midheaven and ask if teaching and working with kids is something that you've ever thought about. And yeah, just like the jug, the Aquarius symbol, exactly, like you're giving something. So I feel like you're in a space where like it's time for you to start giving back. And what you might give back might change over time. So it's really just about getting started and it'll hone in more and more that you do it. But there's something about like working with kids or working with like people who maybe don't have this knowledge who are seeking it. So I hope that this resonates, and this sounds super exciting too. So I would love to hear what ends up happening or where you end up going. And again, this is all about taking your time too. We don't want to rush these things. You did used to want to be a teacher, big passion throughout your childhood. I don't know, girl. There might be something there for you. I would look into it. Like, I don't know if that means going back to school, because higher knowledge is about school, and Sagittarius is ruled by school, specifically higher university, like university level, college level. So maybe this is a time to consider it. Oh, that would be so cool. Definitely share that later on. I would love to hear. So I hope that resonated with you, Kelsey, and thank you so much for your support and your love and for being here. And happy Sagittarius New Moon to you. Okay. Oh, look, we have some birdies coming up to the window over here. I love that. Okay. So we have Renew the Groove next. All right. So Renew the Groove. Let's see what we have for you today. What wants to come through? There it goes. What wants to come through for Renew the... Okay, my goodness. We were just like, boom, boom. What wants to come through for Renew the Groove? Okay. What wants to come through for Renew the Groove for this Sagittarius moon? Ooh, we got... Oh my God. That's like never happened. We got the other cowboy boots. So we have both cowboy boots on the table. So Lisette and Renew the Groove, you both got cowboy boots. That's pretty cool. Okay, so Renew the Groove. You got the cowboy boot, obviously. And then we have the Star, the Two of Wands in reverse, Mentor, and also Envision. Thank you, Kelsey, for the tip. It really does mean a lot. So Renew the Groove, you are being asked. This gives me energy of like building a healing space. I think you may already have one, but building a space where you can not only create space for yourself to share the magic that you offer, but also to be able to inspire others and to invite others to do the same for community. And I say that because with Envision and Mentor, this makes me think of I don't know, I just keep getting like healing space. That's just the thing I keep getting, healing space. I'm also getting too that you might also feel the call to go back to school or kind of hone in on your skills, on maybe your healing skills or your teaching skills for this new moon as well. And with the Two of Wands in reverse, this is an internal move. So in order to make this external shift or this external thing happen, there has to be an internal energy shift. So it's almost kind of like asking for you to redirect some energy to within. Like, what are some of your own goals? And what do your goals have to provide for not just yourself, but for others? What do you have a mentor or teacher? And if you don't, put that out there and maybe somebody will come through. But most often, our best mentors are ourselves. So what are you trying to teach yourself? What are the tools in your life that you're using or not using trying to teach yourself? I just saw this interview by Terrence McKenna, and he was basically saying the best tools in your life, the best guru that you're ever going to have is your phone and your connection to your phone, your food and your connection to your food, and those addictions or non-addictions or the habits or behaviors that you have. Those are going to be better teachers and mentors for you than any actual teacher or any class that you might take, because it's teaching you about how you are and who you are and how you react and respond to certain things. So with the star always highlights the dream for me, and it's ruled by Aquarius. So I would even look into where Aquarius sits in your chart. And we did just have Pluto shift into Aquarius. So there is more of a collective focus, our focus on the collective of helping others, of community and working with community. But I do feel like I just keep getting healing space. And with the cowboy boot, it's going to maybe take some work. And it's going to maybe take some time and some confidence and working with both your masculine and your feminine energy to make it happen. But it's not impossible. It feels like it's around the corner, but it requires an internal energy shift. So, like bringing the energy that maybe you've been putting out and kind of bringing it in. So, if you've been feeling tired or exhausted, this might be a time to really take care of yourself more than maybe you would with others in order to get and build and create that bigger dream that will also serve others along with yourself. But this is exciting. There's definitely, I also feel like going back to school might be here or taking a class. There's something else about expanding your mind, expanding your skill set to also get you there too. And like I said, it might be some work, but it'll be worth the work. So I hope that resonated with you, Renew the Groove. And thank you so much for being here, for being present, for your support and love. And happy Sagittarius New Moon to you. All right. And then I think the last person, Kelly, are you here? Did you want a reading, or was the emoji, because you left an emoji there, so I just want to clarify. I'll give you a minute here. And while we do that, I'm going to check in on our candle. It's like mostly done, y'all. Like, look at how quickly, as soon as we started the readings, it just like went all the way through. So that's a good sign. Those dreams, those wishes, she heard y'all and she was like, all right, here we go. Let's do this. Okay, so I don't hear anything from Kelly, so I just wanted to clarify before I move to the next person. So, all right, Mom, I think you are the last person, and then this will conclude our service today. All right, so spirit guides, ancestors, and star sisters. Okay. Spirit guides, ancestors, and star sisters. Okay, I don't even get to like finish asking what wants to come through for Mom today. Spirit of Barbie, what wants to come through for Mom today? Okay, we got a 2 thing. Oh, interesting. Okay, so, all right, Mom, you got abundance, the corn moon, which is really good. Decisions, Queen of Cups, but then you also got a man shoe and a necklace in the man shoe. So, Mom, I think you're being asked, how do you want to expand your abundance? And what does that look like to you? Abundance isn't just money. Abundance is like the things that you have, the things that you've acquired, skills, knowledge, resources. What abundance do you currently have? And what abundance do you want to continue to call in, or call in that you may not already have? And in order to call in more abundance, it's going to require a decision. And that decision, I think, is going to be about how you want to make that abundance come to fruition, how you want to make that abundance reality. And a part of what's being asked is for you to lean into your intuitive abilities, to lean into your senses of what your intuition is telling you. A lot of it makes me think of, like, you know, how you like to cook meals for people. Is that something that you can share with others, or share with those who are in need if you have the resources? Or is it about putting yourself out there in a way that you haven't before, that really hones in on your mothering energy, but also the ability to be loving, compassionate, and empathetic towards others? Because I feel like there wants to be an expansion for you, but you have to make the decision to do that, to make the decision to move forward. And with the man shoe, this is going to require some kind of action from you. So even though we're leaning mostly into our feminine energy, there's an action that needs to happen in order, as literally Dave gets up to walk in the background, that needs to happen. So you're going to have to make some action. You're going to have to make some choices to make this a reality. And the necklace thing, it could be, and I like what is here too. Oops, it makes me think of like the crochet, and I know how much you love to crochet. I keep kind of saying that I feel like people would love some of your crochet goodies if you're willing to put it out there. So that might offer some more abundance to you in some way, shape, or form. And it might not be that. It might be through cooking. It might be through even just your presence, your knowledge. So I think this is really about leaning into your intuitive abilities, leaning into your instincts, but there does need to be some kind of action in order to really expand the abundance. But then, of course, taking time to be grateful for the abundance that you already have and currently have in your life right now. And this isn't a decision that you need to make immediately because you have standstill at the bottom. You also have bloom. So I think this is a decision that you're going to make by the time spring hits, because you also have the Four of Wands too. So by the time spring hits, I would expect you to be moving towards something that maybe you've needed time to work towards, if that makes sense. And this could also be taking a class in order to like give you some kind of skill. But I do think you're being asked to take some kind of action to expand your abundance in the future. So that's what I have for you, Mom. And thank you as always for your love and for your support and for being here. And I wish you a happy Sagittarius moon as well. So that's what we have, y'all. And look, our candle is pretty much mostly done. We have 2 flames, which you can see it. It's a baby flame, but it's there. So that'll probably be done burning here momentarily. So I'm going to go ahead and close the space. I want to thank each and every person who was present during the live and also present even after the live. If anyone would like to tip me at any point in time, you can do so with my pinned comment section. Don't forget, I am offering a free Luna Essence per order on my website only at ameaningfuldream.com. I have a class coming up on the 14th, which I won't be seeing you since then. So that will be at the Enlightened Soul Center. That will be on my website here very soon. And I'll also be announcing it here very soon. And also just thank you again for your love and support, for sharing, for participating, for liking, for following me, and all of the beautiful things. So let's close the space and happy Sagittarius moon. All right. We thank the North, the element of earth, for being here with us today. We thank the West, the element of water, for being here with us today. We thank the South, the element of fire, for being here with us today. We thank the East, the element of air, for being here with us today. We thank above, to the universe and to the cosmos, for being here with us today. And we thank below, to the ancestors and those who walked here before us, for being here with us today. We thank our ancestors, our spirit guides, star sisters, our spirit animals, and everything and everyone that it took for opening this space for the Sagittarius New Moon. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share this magic and medicine that Luna has to offer for the Sagittarius New Moon. Thank you to each and every person who showed up here. And thank you for this presence, for this platform as well. And we close the space in love and gratitude and in harmony. Thank you, bless you, and so dope it be. All right, y'all. Happy Sagittarius New Moon. Get some rest. Listen to your body.